Hey there viewers, my name is Torinski and welcome back to another DCSS Sunday. Today we're of course jumping right back into the usual routine, trying to get some 15 rune wins, and where we last left off, we'd had some pretty fortunate luck with Nathaniel, managing to keep ourselves alive through most of the mid-game here. Still have Vaults 5 to clear, but most of the mid-game is finished up, and so hopefully today we can continue the upwards trajectory and maybe, just maybe, survive our entrance into the extended late game. But of course, who knows what the dungeon has in store for us, so without further ado, let's get ready to hop right into it, shall we? Hello, Nathaniel, my good friend. So, let's do a little bit of a recap here. Skills, we're all looking pretty fantastic here. Spells, we were just about at the point where we can start casting some level 8 spells, so that will give us action, or will give us access, rather, there we go, to both Ignition as well as Maxwell's Capacitive Coupling. I believe we left around somewhere here. And in fact, just 500 gold for you, my friend. Okay, not going to be able to check it out here. I guess we can view Book of Lightning. There we go, fantastic. So we will want that by the time we go into Pan. We're of course still a little ways off from being able to cast these things. Partially that's due to this axe reducing our intelligence. So if we got rid of that, swapped off this AC ring maybe to this wizardry one, let's take a quick peek at how we're looking, just because some of these spells could be very useful going into Vaults 5. We're 14%, it's close, but still a little bit sketchy to be sure. Let's see, I believe we were cast in Spellforge Servitor with Iron Shot. Indeed we were. We do have Dragonform Manifold Assault, so we could go back to that route, I guess. Let's see. How are we looking when we're in Dragon form? Half decent resistances, electricity's bad, willpower, also quite bad, unfortunately. Don't love that. I guess we could try to bribe the final floor of Vaults. Change things up a little bit, do it slightly differently than how we usually manage the area. We end transformation, and let's double check again. So without the transformation, our luck's still not great, but most other things are good. A little bit lacking in the positive energy here, but that's not the end of the world. So if we wish to stay in normal form, what we'll probably want to do here is look for a broad axe, and this +5 Vorpal one is the most likely contender for us here. So it's about time. This +9 War Axe, I mean, we got it early days, level 9 of the dungeon, if you could believe it. And it definitely served us well, but we will say goodbye to you, my friend. Switch over to this axe here, and if we do a quick find for enchant weapon scrolls, let's see, apparently just left them littered throughout the entire dungeon. There are quite a few this game, looks like. So we'll do a little bit of setup at the start of the day here. Oh right, we left Boris here in Vaults 4. Interesting. I kind of forgot about that. There we go, just wait out a few turns while we let that son of a gun move off in a different direction. So we do have access to this stairwell, I guess. This is where our good friend, oh Boris, I knew him well. Not exactly ideal. Definitely don't want to come upstairs directly into the waiting arms of some new friends up here. But I also don't really want to kill Boris, because of course it does mean that they will keep showing up as we make our way forward here. Hello, my friend. Here's what we're gonna do. Let's get one cast of our Spellforged buddy going here. then we can rest up while we let them do a little bit of preemptive clearing the way here. Come on, buddy, you can do it. I believe in you. Fantastic work, my Spellforged friend. And there we go. A nice selection of money for us to take with us, too. And I guess we might just go for it. Oh me, oh my. Slightly concerned, but who knows? Maybe it'll all go exceptionally well. We have decent evocations and a condenser vein, so we should get fairly good clouds as we go down. I'm hoping for acid, of course. We have javelins to take care of vault wardens. Let's take another peek at what our current selection of spells is. Vile Clutch is good. Irradiate is very good, of course. We do have Blink available if we manage to bring some of our friends upstairs. Let's take a quick peek. If I go statue form, that brings us up to a much nicer 31 AC, so I do love the sound of that. We do lose our armor, so does that hurt us much? Just lose our corrosion resistance? That's not bad at all. I will gladly take that. So with that in mind, maybe we just head on down and see what happens. Definitely feeling slightly nervous here. I guess we don't really need this wizardry, so we can potentially take that buddy off. We do lose some of our cold resistance, but that's not the end of the world. May even swap it off for this, so we don't need to worry about the AC, but that gives us much nicer resistances across the board here. And I was about to say, without further ado, let's head into it, but I see the game had other things in store for us, so let's take care of our new friends first. Again, you only have a 3% chance, so if you could just chill out. You do make noise though, so hopefully that didn't bring any unintended attention our way. Oops, let's try that again. Standard transformation, and okay. Well, without further ado, let's get ready to head on down. We'll haste up manually here, and maybe even do some brilliance. Let's see what happens. I don't like that alarm trap sitting there. Slightly less than ideal. Do have a battle axe of distortion hanging out here. I mean, going to the abyss is not the end of the world here. We have managed to survive our way in the area for quite some time. But an unintended trip is still slightly less than ideal. So let's just call some attention to ourselves here. Let some of our new buddies start coming right this way. And there's our first warden here, so we can definitely try to do some preemptive softening up of the son of a gun. It's not going perfectly. Watch them. As soon as I finally get them low health is when they will actually close off the stairwell, and I'll look like a fool for spending so much of our time dealing with them, but that's totally fine. Can also use a wee bit of irradiation to help us out here, and while we're still pretty fresh-faced, let's just head right back into the breach, shall we? I'm tempted to give the Convoker the same treatment as the Vault Warden, but probably should just play it a bit safe. We don't have that many javelins to spend, so it would be nice to keep them around as much as possible. Potions have all worn off, so we might as well do another little bit of respite here. And let's just slowly but surely continue to make our way through the crowd here, shall we? In fact, while we're pretty free and able, I will be glad to just play it safe here, and we'll use the stairwells to our advantage as much as we possibly can. And that should be just about perfect for us here. Fantastic. Hello, my friends. Come one, come all. Spellforged Servitor, if you could assist here for the moment, please, my good friend. Fantastic. Don't love our Lich friend going invisible, but I guess it's not the end of the world. I probably should do a bit of a swap with you, my friend. Oops. So I hit all the wrong keys trying to cast my spells. And feel a bit more experience. So there we go. It does look like we managed to take out our good buddy. Get a bit of intelligence. Minus 12 corrosion brings us down to 9 AC. That's gonna be a get the heck out of a dodge type thing. Please walk a different direction, Boris. Or not. Excuse me, pardon me. Oh, it is strange being on a pseudo-stealth character here, but I will gladly take it. Boris just did not know it hit them there. Fantastic. Oops. Wrong form there. Let's turn into a statue instead. And fantastic. Okay, not too bad of an introduction. Ah, there we go. Finally find ourselves in the presence of another Vault Warden, and this time they actually do their homework and lock us up. Not the end of the world, of course. There is another one coming down the way, and I am out of regular javelins. I guess potentially use some of these silver ones. Slightly less than ideal. Ooh, and another one, hey. And another one. Well, I guess we'll continue to focus down this Vault Warden friend. Once again, it's better to have an escape than anything else here, so that should work out mostly in our favor. I say as we unfortunately failed to kill them. I guess we never did use the condenser vein. Definitely could have been a helpful option for us in the encounter here, but never really felt quite like the right moment. And there we go. Play it safe, head upstairs once again here, as we start to gain a bit more attention, constantly going into dragon form rather than statue form, whoopsie daisies. But otherwise, things are looking just fantastic. Constrictors, almost as bad as Vault Wardens when it comes to keeping us trapped on the floor here, so we will take care of that son of a gun. And not too shabby. Pretty dang successful entrance into the final area of vaults here. I will gladly take that. And hello, my Reaver pal. And finally recover some of our javelins while we go about our business here, and that will also help out a great deal. If I could bring you back so that my Spellforge friend is actually helping out. Fantastic. And not too shabby. Okay, we do already have File Floods, so we can just leave that alone for the time being here. And otherwise just pick everything up. Plus one ring mail isn't quite going to cut it. Let's pop around this corner. Oh, Dreadlich has noticed us. Whoopsie daisies. Let's try to step in the right direction. Immediately step 7 different ways, none of which were the direction I was attempting to take ourselves. Whoopsie daisies. Do have to be slightly cautious of those Earth Shaman trolls, just because these green blocks do have a nasty tendency to cause Lahudib's Crystal, or not Lahudib's Crystal Spear, Lee's Rapid Deconstruction, something like that, Disintegration. I'm sure you all have it off the top of your head. It's always just been LRD to me, I guess. Okay, and let's definitely try to focus down the Quicksilver Dragon, as well as take care of our Summoner friend before that Hell Sentinel gets any funky ideas. And fantastic. Otherwise, looking pretty good. Say as we get into a bit of a nasty spot there with the Convoker calling in the worst kinds of friends at the worst possible moment, but not the end of the world. Ooh. Let's definitely try to put ourselves in statue form instead of just fighting in our shirts and skins here, shall we? Fantastic. That does give us the much needed electricity resistance against those sons of guns, so that is wonderful. Ooh, and right, we might be able to learn MCC without needing to buy that book in the future. We'll see what shows up as we continue making our way through vaults here. And again, what a smooth vault it has been. Definitely a lot better than some of our previous attempts, though I feel like the last couple of runs that have brought us down this direction, I've had the same opinion, where it is way too easy seeming for how vaults usually behaves. Not that I'm complaining, of course. I will gladly take it. And hello, hello, all my new friends. Okie dokie. It's gonna get me in trouble how smoothly we're going through, actually, because I do find myself tabbing without really paying attention already, and it's still early days, really. Right, we are still wearing our repulsion scarf. We could probably swap that out now. In fact, maybe this willpower cloak is slightly better off for us here. Guess we do lose it if we transform, so it doesn't necessarily fix a lot of the issues we were seeing. Oh gosh, that demonologist had a field day. That was quite the selection of friends. I guess the Earth Mage trolls are a bit less of a problem if you can close the distance to them immediately, because they're not exactly going to be able to blow up their own spot. Oh my gosh, an invisible yak? How dare you? I'm supposed to be the only one that drinks potions to gain an edge and advantage, you son of a gun. But not too shabby. Getting a nice amount of money while we're here as well. Ooh, shapeshifter. Hello, my friend. And that should just about do it. Tin of Tremor Stones we can leave by the wayside for now. Already have one. Thank you very much, DCSS. There we go, with a bunch of our spell schools hitting level 16. You absolutely love to see it. And there we go. I guess that is rune number 5 out of the way. Holy moly. Not too shabby whatsoever. This hand axe, I mean, if it was anything but a hand axe, would be incredible. 2 fire resistance pips, 3 willpower and intelligence on a speed branded axe. Almost a dream come true, but unfortunately it's a little too late in the run to swap back over to a hand axe here. And did I max out? I did not quite max out my axe. Let's find that enchant weapon scroll that we left lying over here. Fantastic. And max out our lovely Vorpal broadaxe. Okie dokie. Well, that went beautifully well. I think it is now time for us to run back to Orc 2. And let's grab that lightning spellbook that we left behind, get ourselves a little bit of MCC action as we prepare to, I guess, head into Pan. Is there anything else I can do for now? Oh, there's a book of Slot here. How about that? Well, no longer need that whatsoever, but Book of Lightning I will gladly take. What was in armaments that we wanted? Lahudib's Crystal Spear, probably? Oh, we could learn it. You know what? At the end of the day, that's pretty dang cheap, so let us buy that here, because it will allow our Spellport Servitor to sling out a slightly stronger spell here, and with that, we'll want to run back here real quick and potentially read some Amnesia, because I'm not sure how many spell slots we have. I guess we do technically have enough for 2 level 8 spells. Let's see where our casting rates are now. 22%. And I'm guessing that gets better when we're out of our armor here. So if we take another quick peek in statue form, brings down to 19. So that's good enough for LCS to be castable by our favorite Spellforged buddy. So I'll take that. And it's probably also actually good enough for Maxwell's Capacitive Coupling. Do, of course, only need to be able to cast this successfully once, and then we can charge up. It's currently at 45% power, so it's going to take quite a few turns to get spooling. That's not the end of the world. Guess what we could do is once again swap back. That brings us to 8% chance, which is fantastic. Okay, well, I will gladly take that. And what do we wish to do? There is still some crypt to clear here, so that will be a nice break. I guess we could probably head straight to Pan. See how it goes, see how it feels. And if the worst should come to pass, or maybe not the worst, because hopefully we don't lose ourselves in an unfortunate series of rash events. But if we manage to survive but struggle the entire time, we can always head out and head to Crypt for some extra experience, some extra gold before we continue on. Another option, of course, is to run to a Hell Gateway here. Right, we haven't cleared GnWn yet, so that's actually probably for the best to start there and see how things go. Feel it out, at least. And is there anything I should prepare before heading down? I mean, probably are multiple things that I'm just not thinking of right now. We have a decent amount of blink if things go horribly wrong. Let's do it. Box of Beasts. Well, also Phantom Mirror. I think GnWn. Guess I could have done my own beast there. Would have been alright, but that's fine. Spellforge Servitor as well, just to get the whole party back together here. And I'll let some of our summons deal with GnWn temporarily. Fantastic. And once we get the area a little more crowded, I would like to Condenser Vein. Is it worth risking? Wait until the area gets a bit more crowded, or should I just lower load now and see how it goes? I think I might actually lean towards option 2 here. And we can actually just Lahudib's Crystal Spear on our end. Some good damage on our Chimera buddy here. That should be beautiful. There we go. We do manage to take them out. Oh gosh. There's an undead Kraken somewhere off in the wings here. Well, that's interesting to say the least. But for the moment, we'll just hold our ground with the nice easy retreat if we so desire. And in fact, do we so desire? Maybe? Guess letting the simulacrums come and grate themselves against the fire clouds works out, so we will allow that to happen first. Beautiful. Can even just rest up here if all goes according to plan. Why, hello there, all my friends. Well, let's get some Manifold Assault going, just so we can assist a little bit with our Spellforged buddy. Can't let them do all of the work. And that is wonderful. Go, go, Gadget Spellforged Servitor. Well, okay, that went exceptionally smoothly, especially Troglodyte came very close to death multiple times while in this zone of the game, so I will gladly take that here. I mean, it does definitely help having some spellcasting at your disposal. Goes quite a long way, so let's get that mouse out of there. And that's a beautiful little bit of cash to add to our pot while we're at it here. At some point, I'm assuming we're gonna have to kill that Kraken? Maybe? Guess there's always the chance that we already managed to murder it. You, my friend, if you could come right this way. And by our powers combined, don't miss with that Crystal Spear, please. Thank you. Of course, it would have just gone straight through to hit us directly in the temple. But as is, that works out quite fantastically here. And we'll just tab fight our way through the rest of the Sons of Guns here. Good show of power that we're still able to largely tab fight, even in statue form where we are moving quite a bit slower than normal. This golem actually could give us some trouble. Ooh, especially since I'm no longer in statue form. Let's rectify that situation here real quick. And Okie dokie. Definitely got a little bit cocky there, but not the end of the world. If you could, sir. There we go. Fantastic work. And not too shabby. That's got to be quite a bit closer to wrapping up the initial zone here. Excuse me. Have you heard the word? And beautiful. Oh, that mark trap finally triggering here on us. Not too shabby. Let's miscast Spellforge Servitor. Great work, me. Turns out there was, I guess, a ghost moth hanging around. It looks like we were draining magic there without really paying attention. But not the end of the world. Excuse me, friend, if you could come right this way. Come one, come all. And that should be perfect. Well, okie dokie. I guess that is most of our excuses out of the way now, and we probably just do have to head directly into Pandemonium. Are there any hells that I feel safer in than Pan? Gehenna shouldn't be horrible, but it's not ideal. Probably don't want to go into Cockatus quite yet. If we can get Ignition up and running before we head there, that should help out a great deal with a lot of the ice-themed enemies, of course. So, maybe Pan it is. Oh, and actually, what we could do, we're not worshipping the Shining One this time. Again, for the first time in a long time, we're not following the Shining One, so we can use quote-unquote evil equipment here, so we could actually try to use the Horn of GnWn. It's interesting for sure. I believe lower chances of those beasts being hostile. Yes, they can be hostile, which is, I mean, less than ideal to say the least, but not the end of the world either. And with that out of the way, let's get ready. Hop into Pan, shall we? Is there any garbage we wish to just leave behind before we head in? I mean, vulnerability, I guess, isn't super useful. It could help us with paralysis, but I don't see us using much paralysis, at least not to great effect, regardless. So maybe that's fine. Could end up needing to drop some valuable resources once we're inside, but you know, potions of attraction, potions of flight, even this 7 AC ring, as much as I have adored it this entire time, could go, as well as this paralysis wand, so maybe that's fine. To just settle there for now,